Hello, and welcome to my little saw shop where I might switch between different accents because I'm a moron. This is my 3120 XP, and before I really get into this, I gotta take this dainty little 36-inch bar off of it. This is the little one that I really only run in order to handle it better or show off. But while we're going here, let's go ahead and give you some news of what this saw is. I got this saw. It's 118 cc's, but it's a 120 cc saw, and I bought it for milling. But every now and then, of course, you need to do a little something else. And here recently, we had a tornado hit Noonan, which is only about 30 minutes from where I live. And I like the idea of picking up a cleanup job every now and then that basically all I got to do is buck it up because nobody has a saw big enough to buck up that big tree. And or the guys that do, they're busy. They ain't got time for you. So, you know, if I can make just a few dollars to help pay for my addiction of chainsaws, then that's cool, right? So this thing, I picked it up in an estate sale for milling, and it works great, but it's always had a little bit low compression, and the last time I checked it, it was at 130 psi, which you may think, well, that's not low compression at all. And for a normal saw, it's not. It's really good compression. But a saw like this, listen, I'm a pretty big guy. I go about 210 215, let's be honest, these days. And I know how to pull a chainsaw. I don't pull this thing almost at all without the compression release. So, yeah, it's a handful. And so if it's 130 psi without the compression release, but in order to start it, you have to use the compression release, then when you're trying to start it, you probably only got about 100 psi of compression, maybe 110, which means it's not going to start easily at all, if it starts at all. So anyways, and it's been steadily declining. So I look at this situation that I'm in with Noonan, and they need some help. Maybe I want it to run for my own purposes, all kinds of stuff. And I go, you know what? It is time. It is time to break this apart, see if I just can get by with new rings or if I need a whole piston and cylinder. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to pause the video, get this broken down as much as I can because I don't want a super long video, and get back to you. Okay, I've got it nicely broken down now. First thing that I found, you gotta get out of your light or in it or something. I gotta commit to something here. Alright, see my piston? There is scoring on the piston. Oh, you know what? I should pause. Alright, now I took the spark plug out so I can easily rotate the engine. So there's your piston, and you can see some light scoring on it. Let's go ahead and get it down here. Oh. Anyways, alright, let's see if we can see anything on the exhaust port. Exhaust port is usually what goes bad first, you know. All the heat is right there with all that gas. Honestly, it didn't look too bad. I mean, I don't know exactly how it's coming off on camera, but I might be able to save this cylinder. Let's get it apart. Alright, I had to get that handle off of there and out of the way because I was really having to bear down on these bolts. See? See? Now when you're in a situation like that, you know, these right here with the ball end are really great, but whenever you are having to really bear down on something like that, don't use those ball ends. The ball will break off and stay stuck inside of the socket head. Just a little tip. Usually it comes out pretty easily with a magnet or something like that, but sometimes it doesn't. So learn when to use those ball-headed hex keys or Allen keys, whatever you want to call them. And it's not whenever you're in a high torque situation. Come on. I guess that's good. All right, I just got all of the bolts out. We broke it loose, and here we go. If you haven't bought one of these kits that has this nifty little base, and it comes with compression, you know, ring compressors, buy it. It's only like $15. Wonderful, right? All right, there's our cylinder. Let's take a look. Get over here in the sunlight. I know it's hard for you guys to tell on the camera. Heck, it's sometimes hard for me to tell looking at it with my own eyes. It does seem like on the intake side it has a pretty deep groove right there. I'll have to put the camera down and feel it with my fingers. But the piston head is really beat up. Look at that. Something has gotten in there. Something has gotten in there and caused a problem. So, I mean, the piston, I'm running my fingernail across it. Yeah, it gets hung up a little bit, but barely. Now down in here, let's see, it's the intake side that, surprisingly, that's the problem right there. That right there. I'm trying to catch my fingernail on it. God, this cylinder's big. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not at all. I'm afraid I'm just gonna go ahead and get a new piston cylinder. Well, up next, it's new piston cylinder for the 3120 XP. Ha! Now the thing to think about is, do I pay $500 for a new Husqvarna piston and cylinder? Or do I pay about $110, $120 for a Hyway? I know a lot of people have opinions out there. Please let me know what I should do, you know. But I will say this, I have a Hyway cylinder on my Husqvarna 55 that if you haven't seen the video for it, check on my feed. I did a little hot rod cylinder. I haven't poured it and polished it yet, so anyways. I really like it. As far as the looks go, I bought a brand new 346 XP cylinder. So I know what a brand new out of the box Husqvarna cylinder looks like. And then I bought the brand new Hyway cylinder for my 55 Rancher, and I know what a Hyway cylinder looks like. And I've seen a lot of dirt bike cylinders, and automotive and stuff like that. Chainsaw, not so much. There's a lot of people out there that got more experience than I do. But I will say this, as far as looks go, that Hyway cylinder was a much nicer unit than the stock Husqvarna unit. And with the price gap between Husqvarna and Hyway, I'm leaning towards Hyway. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video. I'm trying to get this channel going. And keep looking back, subscribe, and I'll have a video of putting this thing back together, whichever kit I choose. All right, I'm out.